Hello, 8th grade Randolph Raiders. This is Mrs. Grayboys, your IB Community Project Mentor. And today I'm just here to kind of do a midway check-in. We are hitting our 5th meeting, which is our halfway point out of 8. So we've already had 4. And today I just kind of want to touch base, make sure we know where we're going, because the next couple of weeks are going to be a lot on this community project team to complete your project. We only have a few more meetings left. So you have the 17th, which we're preparing for currently, and then at the end of the month you have Thursday, March 30th. That then takes you into April. With spring break and other events occurring, we will not have another meeting until the end of April. So you have a 1-month interlude, a 4-week break between seeing your mentor at the end of March and the end of April. And by that end of April, your action should be completed. So your portion of this project by April 28th should be completed outside of the school building. We'll kind of talk about that in just a little bit, because you will be wrapping up, reflecting, concluding your work for the big finale presentation on May 18th, where you will have a Google slideshow similar to what I have here, presenting what you've actually accomplished through the work that you've completed in your documents and outside of school. So let's go ahead and kind of get started on where we should be at. Today's goal is completing document number 3, part 3. This is about creating your project. So you're going to be looking at who to contact, what needs to be completed, what students are responsible for, and you will need to access your previous documents. That is why it is so critical to continue to complete these assignments every single meeting, because they are a tool for your next meeting. So just to look it over real quick, you will be looking back at document 2. You're going to be looking at the different organizations and contact liaisons you had. And if you need to contact them for the project, this is where you're going to kind of note why. A lot of groups have already started contacting people, which is fantastic. But again, we are documenting our progress. So if this has already been completed, make sure it's written out and move on to document 4 as your mentor describes. You also probably want to draft an email or a voicemail message. The worst thing to do when you're trying to speak with someone professionally is go, or have grammatical or spelling mistakes in your email. So be sure to write this out, look it over as a team, ask your mentor for some advice. After you complete this contact piece, you're going to be looking at that rubric that you looked at. What do we need to get done? What are our goals after we determined what our project is? And having each team member take on an action item. Because remember, you're going into 2 meetings before you have a month-long break. So these meetings are really looking at what needs to be completed. So this might be emailing and checking my email, responding, so that at the 30th, the March 30th meeting, I can give feedback back to my team. So this is a lot of list making and making sure we're on the same page. But that is document 3, part 3. I want to highlight collaboration. I'm seeing a lot of great collaboration going on, but I'm also hearing some collaboration isn't up to par. So I want to remind you what collaboration means. And it is working jointly with others together, especially in an intellectual endeavor. This is what we are doing. We are working as a team intellectually to create a community project. So we need all team members to be responsible for their own success. I want to highlight this little attribute down here. Team success does not equal student success. Your mentors are doing individual rubrics on your participation, your completion of assignments, and participation in any sort of aspect of this project. So if we're just kind of hanging back, not contributing, not participating, kind of undermining the project, that's going to be reflected on your rubric, and yes, it can prevent you from getting a successful passing on the community project. So be sure to be a team player, collaborate. Ways you can do this: working on that Google document, taking on a leadership role, also taking on responsibility for those action to do items and completing them. The follow through is what your team's relying on. Stating your opinion, asking questions, and being an active listener, folks. Active listening. That means we're not playing on the Chromebook or on our phone when someone's speaking. We are giving eye contact. We are listening fully because they are our team member. So let's be sure that we are fully collaborating. Our mentors are looking at what you're accomplishing during those meetings to support. Now we got a lot of information on this CNS hour documentation. So within your project, you're expected to complete 3 to 5 additional hours off campus to support your project. That is why you only have 10 CNS hours for the school year plus the community project, because we expect you to complete more on your own for this project. The way that we're going to document this is the way that you need to document it for your conclusion presentation. On the April 28th meeting, when you're completing this presentation and working on that as a team, you're required to demonstrate that you've completed stuff with photos of your work. So instead of completing a community and service hour log in your community and service book or printing off a copy from the community and service website, you need to be taking photos of your work. So ways that you can document this is taking photos of you creating posters. It could be digital or handmade. Maybe you're creating a video or a website and documenting the process that you're doing through this. It could be your teamwork at the event. Maybe you're working at an animal shelter event and you are helping with the different animals that are up for adoption, so taking photos of everyone working. It can also be a video of maybe you are delivering materials or collecting items, whatever it might be. Every student should have some sort of documentation piece. I do want to highlight that people's documentation is going to look different. We do have some groups that might be going to an event where other students might not be able to participate. So your documentation, because you're not at that event, might be doing some of the paperwork, some of the marketing at home on your own time. So document your work, take screenshots of your work, because it all kind of gives a feel of what you've accomplished and shows us that you have been participating. So be sure that that's part of your thought process when you get to events and you're completing stuff. Who's going to be responsible for documentation, or is everyone on their own? Last little thing, if you have questions, you know you can come see me at any time with them. But you must have a pass. People that come to the main office without a pass from their teacher or in between classes, so they're going to be late for class, I'm going to send you back to class. We must have a pass from your teacher in order to come see me regarding the community project. I am on campus most days, but if I'm not available, feel free to send me an email. My email is located here and on the school website, as well as the community and service website. But I'm here to kind of brainstorm with you. I do have teams that are emailing me during their meetings, and I try to get back to you while you are meeting, but I am in and out of conversations with different groups, so that might be a little delayed. Be sure to look through your requirements and kind of question yourself the question before you come to me, because you might be able to find that answer. Last reminder I do want to state is about money and donations and collections. All of that cannot happen on campus. We strongly encourage you, if you're interested in collecting money, that you work with a third party. So if you're working, for example, with an organization that collects money towards a goal, deferring all the money and donations that people wish to give you to the organization itself will take a lot of work off your back. And if you're doing donations or collections, remember they cannot happen in the building. Finding another organization that can help you. This is the community project, so we are stepping outside of Randolph. Be prepared for that. Make sure that you work collaboratively today. Ask questions to your mentor and work effectively. Remember, you have today, or the 17th, the 30th, and then the 28th is really our wrap-up meeting. So be planning out, and if you need time to meet with your team, feel free to reach out. Maybe we can have some RMS lunch or time or HAC meetings. Just let me know what you need. Wishing you the best of luck. Keep up the hard work. Talk to you later, 8th grade.